Okay, time for discussion now for the Merchant of Venice. Okay, first about the character. Antonio is a merchant of Venice, friend of Bassanio. Bassanio, an Italian lord, suitor to Portia. Celerino, Solanio, Lorenzo, and Graciano are all gentlemen of Venice, friend of Bassanio. Another character, Portia, a rich Italian lady. Nerissa, a lady-in-waiting to Portia. Shylock, a wealthy Jewish man, a moneylender. Simile means a figure of speech comparing to unlike things using like or as. Setting means the setting of the time and the place in which the story takes place, the conflict, the established problem that gives rise to dramatic action in drama or fiction, and plot, the series of events in a literary work. Subplot means secondary storyline in a literary work. Prose writing that corresponds closely to the pattern of every speech and that is distinctly non-poetic verse. And character again, an artistically rendered person of literary works. Okay, in the character description of Antonio, the character is a merchant of Venice who takes out of loan, promising a pound of less if he cannot pay. And Aragon description is the second suitor to try for a great lady's hand. After he refused, he chooses the silver casket and wind, bull head. And also Bassanio, this character is a young spendthrift and has wasted whatever inheritance he might have had and has to borrow money from a friend to a woman he loves. Okay, so you have already about the character in the Merchant of Venice. And then next, about the vocabulary words. Before you read the meaning of the vocabulary words, okay, let's try again about the vocabulary words like ado. I have much ado. Know myself. Ado means trouble, and edifice means a massive building. What about mirth? Gladness or gaiety, melancholy. But feast not with this melancholy bait means depression of spirit, gloominess. How about exhortation? Exhortation means the language intended to encourage. And pilgrimage, what do I mean by pilgrimage? Journey. Then the prodigal. Prodigal means carelessly spending money. How about hazard? Hazard means risk. And requite. What's requite? If he loved me to madness, I shall never requite him. Requite means repay, opened in return. How about ducats? Ducats for 3 months. 3,000 ducats for 3 months. Ducats means the former European gold coins. And the words imputation. Imputation means accusation. How about the word gratis? Gratis means free. And the usance means a charge to borrow, charge for borrowed money. And spar means reject with disdain. I hope it's a big help to know to understand the story about the Merchant of Venice. Okay, next about the Act 1. In Act 1, the important background information is established in the first scene. Like Antonio and Bassanio are good friends. Both see each other as a good people. And Antonio is sad, no one including himself. And Bassanio wants Portia's hand in marriage. And Bassanio is in debt and needs Antonio's help. And Antonio will have to guarantee a loan for Bassanio. And also in Act 1, Portia's characterized scene 2 is she is self-confident, funny, honest, picky, loyal to the father's wishes, and critical and mean. And also, in scene 2 is Portia. Why Portia in scene 2? In such melancholy mood. Okay. So she disliked all the suitors that have thus far from for her hand and worries getting stuck with someone she dislikes. And also in Act 1, Scene 2, Portia and Erisa review the suitors who have come to court Portia. It's for fun or determine when Portia, what Portia think of it. And she choice make Bassanio seem like the best choice. And in Act 2, okay, but the scene between Portia and Prince Morocco, further Portia's characterization is about that he looks are not enough. Doesn't judge someone based on that. Say she has a good chance as any and also values a person's character. And also Lancelot function in this subplot is go between characters, a messenger, and what does Shakespeare, why Shakespeare split the episode? Mm? The episode of the Prince of Morocco chose into the two scenes. Mm? Is first is to build suspense. Example will they pick the right box, and also to develop other characters and plot lines. Okay. And another in Act 2, Shylock reluctant to sup with Bassanio is he is only being invited to be flattered, and had a dream of money bags to him, a bad of the things are not going his way right now. And Shylock's attitude toward music reveal about him. He is very serious and sober individual who doesn't like to have fun or enjoy life. And also, Shylock glad to see Lancelot leave his household to go work for Bassanio. Say he eat too much. It's very slow when he work and sleep all day like a cat. And in Act 3, Solanio Celerino proved dramatically useful again in Scene 1. Solanio confirmed that Antonio has a loss of his ship. This will bankrupt him, make Shylock face the truth that he had to have known how unhappy Jessica was. And the dramatic important in Scene 2, first Bassanio gets Portia and she could be happier. Graciano revealing loves Nerissa and vice versa will also marry. Find out what happened to Antonio's ships and Shylock's intention. Okay. In Act 4, Shylock respond to this appeal. First say no, he will have his bond, written the city's problem, says he need to give no reason why he just feel it. Okay, so that's all for Act 4. Okay, for Act 5, in other scene in that play, does music play as important role? So when Portia wants to music played as Bassanio, pick his box. And And the intrigue of the right's ring finally resolved. How? How is the intrigue of the rings finally resolved? Portia and Erisa reveal that they have the rings and explain the truth of what happened. Okay, so you know about the Act 1 to 5. Okay, let's continue the activity after the discussion. So, that's how does Antonio feel at the beginning of the play and why? At the beginning of the play, Antonio feels overwhelmed with melancholy, feeling that neither he nor any of his merchant friend can seem to pinpoint. Okay, just do the activity time, the comprehension. Everybody just read. Okay, listen for number 1. Just answer. We do it together. Okay, number 1. The play's most perverse or problematical character is Shylock. Okay, the chief figures in the main plot are Antonio and Shylock. How about number 3? Shylock may best be described as all of the following except letter D, weak, vain, consistently, and self-deluded. Okay, number 4, the audience is first introduced to Shylock in which of this scene? Okay, in the borrowing scene. Okay, number 5, Antonio has inspired such animosity in Shylock because Antonio has brought down Venetian interest rate. Okay. So number 6, evidence of Jessica's generosity is her giving ducat to Lancelot. Okay. Number 7, both Graciano and Lorenzo admire Jessica's for personal beauty. Okay. Number 8, the details of the elopement are planned by Jessica. Number 9, he is of a dreamily meditative nature and enjoy the beauty of music and moonlight. The character described is Lorenzo. Okay, letter B. This young person is characterized by his high spirit, a sense of humor, speeches full of an infinite deal of nothing. Okay. So, Graciano. Okay, number 11. Next, number 11. In 1-3, Shylock pretend to be an absent-minded by repeatedly forgetting the length of the bond negotiated. Okay. Number 12, Portia is able to save Antonio by accusing Shylock of attempted homicide. Okay. Number 13, as it turned out, the key to breaking Shylock bond is the sword of flesh. The words flesh. Okay, next, number 14. Bastiano suddenly finds himself in need of money in order to invest in a business venture with Antonio. And last, about the middle of Act 3, Action 3, Antonio's bond has expired at this point. How many months have expired since the opening of scene? Okay, 2, 3, 4, or 5? Okay, the correct answer is 3. Okay, so that's all for the multiple choice. Just do next activity. Answer the following question. How does Portia prove to Bastiano that she was the judge of the trial? Mhm. Okay. So, mhm. Portia. Portia teasing her new husband about the ring not only serve as comic relief but also create suspense as we wonder how Bastiano will react to having been tricked by his wife, this guys, as Dr. Bellario. Okay. Number two, what two purposes does the ring episode serve in the last scene? Okay. She produces a letter from her cousin, Dr. Bellario, and return the ring to Bastiano. And last question, in your own words, explain 2 points of Shylock punishment. So that's all. Just continue for the booklet activity part 3.